Primary students, we treat what we call Concord. Concord. So Concord literally means agreement. It means agreement. So in sentence construction, like we mentioned before somewhere, that in a sentence, so we do have components of which a sentence is made up. So a sentence is broken into what you call the subject and the predicate. So in every sentence, there is a subject, and this subject usually comes at the beginning of the sentence, especially if the sentence is in the passive, in the active voice. So the performer of the action, what you call the doer of the action, or what the sentence is giving you information about is the subject. Then the remaining part of it is the predicate. Like when we say he left here, he left here for school. He left here for school. So something has been, and there's an action performed in this sentence, which is left. That action is expressed by the verb left, which is the past tense of live. You understand? So that action is performed by he. So he becomes the subject. Then the remaining part is the predicate. So if you say he pushed the car, so he is the subject, and the remaining part is the predicate. Or if you say he, um, any example you can give. So once the subject has been identified, then the remaining part of the sentence is a predicate, and in this predicate, you can have the verb, the verb object, and so many other stuffs in the predicate. So when you're talking about Concord, we're talking about the agreement that must exist, between or among the particles of a sentence, the component of a sentence. They have to agree. You have the subject as verb agreement, then preposition, verb agreement, and so on and so forth. So such agreement that must exist between the subject and the verb or any other component of the sentence is what we call concord. You understand? So, but we'll be still dealing with the subject verb concord. We have a verb, what you call a verb and action. So, like in the example we gave, he left here. So left is the action, is the verb. Yes, he is the subject. So in every sentence where you have a subject verb, there must be subject verb agreement. So this agreement is in the sense of the persons, of the number of persons, of number. So this agreement is in terms of number. So when the subject can be singular, a singular subject, it could be plural object. So when two or more subjects are involved in the action, then we have a plural subject. Then when it is just one, we have a singular subject. And a subject is usually a noun. You understand? So whatever is performing an action is a person or is a something that is a named object. So what do I call it? Must be a noun. So and how do you pluralize? You will know when you are having a singular or plural noun. You understand? Either that the subject comes in the plural form with s or es or with whatever sign that indicates the plurality of that. Then you should know, like when you have a boy came here, then you have boys. So you can say the boy comes here every day. Then when it becomes the boys, so this is not plural, then come here every day. So there must be the verb and the subject, they must agree in the sense that when the subject is singular, then the verb should be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. So how do we know? Okay, when you're talking about how do you identify a plural subject? It's simple. Because, like I've said, subjects are nouns. And if they are nouns, then you should know, like here, boy without S is singular, with S is plural. So you will know when you have a singular or a plural noun as a subject. Then, or at times, you have to you have a conjunction that indicates that the subject, the performance of there are more than one subject, one person, or one entity is involved constituting the subject. That is when you have example like and connecting them. When you say John and Ali, so definitely the subject went to school or come here every day. The subject is plural because you have a coordinating conjunction that indicates that this singular plus this singular making plural. Then when you have both Ali and John, so that makes the subject plural. So the plural verbs has to be used. Understand? So the role is simple. Singular object subject takes now what? Singular subjects goes with what? Goes with a singular verb. And similarly, plural subjects then goes with a plural verb. So if the subject is singular, then use a singular verb. Like when we say the boy comes here, this is the action, the verb. We use comes, and mind you, a singular verb is that verb to which you add s or es. Unlike when it is noun. In noun now you normally add s, es, or some other stuff to make it plural. But when s or es is added to a verb, it makes the verb singular. So verbs such as come, live, these are plural. But when you add s to it, it becomes singular. So you will say he lives here, not he live here, but you will say they live here. So when it is singular, s or es is added to the verb. So you add s when the verb already ends with e. Then you add es if it ends with anything other than e. We have such examples. Like if you have like sorry, okay, you add s or yes. Why we normally add es? Like this, you say fly, it flies. Then the singular will be flies, ies, like that. So you're either adding es or you are adding s to it. Like gold, gold now becomes goes. So this is the singular, this is the plural. So you will say Ali goes to school daily. Then you will say Ali and John go to school daily. So that is singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural, plural verb. Understand? And let's look at some pronouns. So personal pronouns such as he, she, it. Understand? He, she, it, they are treated as singular. So they are singular. These are singular. But I, we, you, they, all these are treated as plural. So you'll be wondering that what I, if I say I is singular, so will I say I goes to school? Because I is singular, I should say I goes to school every day. No, that is exception. So whenever you have I or you that refers to a singular second person, then they are treated as plural. I and the singular you are treated as plural. So it's to be wrong to say I goes to school every day because you want to make it singular singular. No, it will be I go to school, then you go to school, not I goes or you goes. So, but with respect to he, she, it, and any other name that represent a singular object, then the verb must be singular. So, and you add s or es to a verb to make it singular. That is what you do. So, in the subsequent classes on Concord, then we'll look at scenarios, especially when we have conjunction. Like I said, when and connects to, it makes it plural. Then when both connects to, it makes it plural. But there are other conjunctions that even though you have them, so it appears you may have, things may appear to be plural, but yet they are not. Especially when you have either or neither nor, because this it's at times you are referring to one person. Like when you say either John or Ali, goes to school every day. So it will be treated, the subject will be treated as singular because the two of them don't go to school. It is only one, only that you're not sure, either this or this. Then, at least when you have such correlating conjunction, like either, then there is a rule. So whether the verb should be plural or should be singular now depends on the verb you are joining. If each of the verb, if it, I'm sorry, the subject, if each of the subject is singular, then definitely the verb has to be singular. But if one of them is plural, then what happens? Then you start considering other factors like the proximity. Which of them is closer to the verb? Like when we say either Ali or they, then it will be go to school every day. But if it is either they or Ali, it will be goes to school because we are looking at the subject that is closer, that is closest to the verb. So that subject will be considered. It has to agree with the verb. So I think this is where we stop. Then from here we continue. We look at all those other rules, especially when we have conjunctions. Then what happens? How do we know whether to use singular or plural verb and among other stuff? Still, thank you.